And we're live once again. Hello, everybody. Today I'm your host, George Bound, as usual for the past couple of weeks. And joining me today, we have Gene.
Yay!
We got Proto.
Hi, hey yo.
And for the first time in about 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, we got Carson, our other host.
Hey.
And today we'll be talking about, as you can tell from the title, the latest announcements Disney has made at their D23 Expo. For those who aren't aware of this, it's basically Disney's Comic Con, where they announce their lineup of future films from currently to about 2018, 19, I can't remember the exact date. And we got a ton of animation news, we got a ton of Marvel news, but I feel like today we're going to strictly focus on the animation news, since I feel like that's the most popular one currently, and that's what we associate Disney with.
Yeah, Concerned that the news are pretty much hard to gain because D23 is pretty much the Fort Knox version of the Comic Con.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's a miracle you can come out with that with like a few pictures of concept of it and stuff. Jesus. But thankfully they did leak some of their content online, and so we have time to see it. And let's talk about one of their first newest announcements, which is Gigantic, which is going to be a retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk, apparently directed by Brian Howard, I believe it. No, not Brian. Is that his name? He's the guy who directed Tangled, and also going to be featuring the music from the same people who did Frozen. And it's, again, a retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk. Difference being, apparently the giant in this version is going to be, I believe, a small girl, I believe. I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl. I couldn't tell by the concept art. But anyway, want to talk about it, guys?
What?
I'm explaining what the upcoming Gigantic movie is going to be like. So, do you guys have any thoughts on this?
What were you saying about the giant being a small girl? A small girl.
No, not the Jack being the small girl. The giant, I believe. I couldn't tell if it was a boy or a girl from the concept art because
That's exactly what came to my mind. But what in the world was that? What the idea said of the giant being a small girl?
I don't know. Like, I think they're trying to go like.
Jack and the Beanstalk, pretty much a well-known fairy tale story. It's in the public domain, so anybody could make a story out of it.
Yeah, look at Bryan Singer. He made one about 2 years ago
Right.
for some reason.
Jack and the Giant Killer, which is basically the loose
Slayer.
to the original book, what I've heard. But for this one, for the giant to be a small girl, it's, I don't know, I just find it hard to grasp. Especially considering the fact that from what I remember, this giant is basically a giant, and when he sees Jack dealing up with his stuff, he gets mad, chases after him. How
yeah.
can you do that with the giant being a little girl?
Well, I think maybe it's
there's I just looked it up, and there seems to be two pictures, one or three actually. One where the giant looks like a little girl, and then one where there looks to be like an older girl, but it might be the same, and then one that's definitely older, and looks a little more, I would say, mischievous, and so perhaps she is the bad guy, the older one, and the little girl is like her friend, Jack's friend or something like that.
I think that might be the best approach. That might be the approach they're going for, knowing this is the same people who did Frozen and Tangled, which both played on very drastically on their original stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think
my mind just went blank right now over that idea. But then again, when was and we know Jack here is a boy, right? So
yes.
Yeah.
At least from this one, the main antagonist is a female character. That's something, I don't know. When was the last time we had a female antagonist in a movie where the main protagonist is a male guy in a Disney film? I'm trying to recall that one.
Huh.
A male protagonist or male antagonist?
A male protagonist against a female antagonist.
My
It's
can't
not
remember one really.
also.
It's usually kind of one or the other, right? It's like both female or both male.
Does Tangle technically count since it was both Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, and Flynn Rider was a girl, a kid, a guy, or would it have to be like just one protagonist?
Well, Tangle is being marketed. When Tangle was still new, they were marketing Flint as the secondary protagonist.
Okay.
But the main antagonist is indeed Rapunzel. So,
okay, so it doesn't count.
Not exactly that it. I mean, I'm trying to recall all the Disney movies I've seen. I don't recall ever seeing that. The closest was
Sword in the Stone. Sword in the Stone. I think that's one example.
Sword in the Stone. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know because Madam Mim was a very kind of like minor character, I think.
True. Fuck.
I think that'll be the closest thing. I mean, the other thing I could think of is Sleeping Beauty with the Prince and Maleficent. But Sleeping Beauty is the main protagonist.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, you're right!
Yeah, this is quite of an unusual thing from what I recall from a Disney's point. Especially in today's world wherein, you know, an idea like this would probably be a no-no in certain groups.
Well, I mean, like, this is kind of unrelated, but I recently saw a couple weeks ago The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and that had a female antagonist, and the two leads were obviously male, so I think that again caused too much controversy, I think, and I'm trying to think of some other examples.
Well, I mean, I think it's okay, you know, as long as, well, I think it's the same as, like, having a female protagonist. Like, they just want strong female characters, and I think sometimes a female antagonist is even more strong than, even stronger than a female protagonist would be.
Well, that's mostly because, like, when it comes to, like, building a strong female character, they try to. I've talked about this before. Like, they try to make her like power with men. When I really feel like they should just write her as an actual person and doing badass things instead of just focusing on the gender specifically. Again, completely underrated. But I just recently saw. By recently saw, I mean just today. I saw Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, and the chick in that was beyond badass. And honestly, I don't think she even said a word about how her skills or anything. She was just being a badass for the sake of being a badass, and that's how you do it for me.
Yeah,
so I don't really care as long as the character's well, voice acted well, and apparently sung well, because this is obviously going to be a musical when you have the same people who did Frozen doing the songs.
Right. And I think another good example of like a female antagonist would be Dread. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh, that's a perfect example.
Good point on that one.
Oh my god!
Movie. That was good.
That was a fucking awesome movie.
I kind of figured it played a little too similar to the martial arts movie The Raid. But besides the point, it did have wasn't Lena Headey who was playing the antagonist there?
Yeah, Lena Headey. She was fucking awesome.
She also played the antagonist in the sequel to 300, if I recall.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She wasn't the antagonist. She was just one of the characters because she plays Leonidas's wife. It was Eva Green who was the antagonist.
I was referring to the other one. I forgot who her name was. She was playing the major characters in the Showtime movie Penny Dreadful. I forgot what her name is.
Yeah, Eva Green.
Eva Green. So that was she was an antagonist in the 300 sequel, and that was another prime example.
Yeah.
Okay. So I personally don't feel like this is that big of a deal. I feel like from what we've seen with Tangled, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, and some of their upcoming projects that were also announced, it seems like Disney is trying to mix up like their usual formula by trying to bring something different to it. I mean, I know people will say otherwise, about some of their movies, Frozen, but I still feel like this is a refreshing take, and I feel like this could be really good because I love Tangled and I love Frozen. So I'm actually probably the biggest Disney fan in this entire chat right now. So bear with me.
Yeah, and I think it's also nice because as much as I'm all for girl power and stuff, it's nice that not all of their movies are like princesses.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
And
anyway.
I think it's a good kind of, well, we'll see like what
Yeah.
happens, but I think it could be a good kind of dynamic to see the Giants be like three sisters or something.
That
You
actually would
know?
be interesting.
Yeah. So, oh, and also, did you notice the name,
Oh, yeah.
the title of
Yeah.
the movie?
Damn it. Why is
It's
this
just like,
literally a trend? Like, first you had Tangled originally called Rapunzel, and then you had Brave originally titled The Bear and the Bow, then you had Frozen originally called The Snow Queen, and now you had this which originally was called Giants, and now it's becoming Gigantic. Why is this a trend to, like, lower, like, less words in your title? Like, are you just afraid of us speaking a longer title? Full disclosure, that's not that bad of an idea, but still, just why are you down to like the simplest level? Like, you don't think we can understand words unless they're like spelled out for us?
well, I mean, I don't know. I was just bringing it up because I think it's a little interesting, but I think it's kind of cool, um, that they kind of just have like a one-word title,
Yeah, I know
like
what you're saying.
try to find something that kind of gives you the flavor of it or gives you an idea of what it's about,
True.
and at the same time, it's not like gender specific at all.
Yeah,
You know,
I get what you're saying.
like, well, I've read about the titles before because people have noticed it, um, and especially with Tangled because it was called Rapunzel, right?
Yeah,
Um, is like they didn't want to like limit their audience to just girls, so they called it Tangled because it's very like non-gender specific.
well, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and adding to that, the reason is because of the fact that the last film, the last 2D animated film they made, which is The Princess and the Frog, didn't do very well in theaters.
mhm.
And they were basically competing with DreamWorks now with their release of 3D titles. I don't know what came out when Tangled came out, but they were leading the pack, and the fact that many of the films from DreamWorks were catered to young boys.
Mhm.
So, thus Disney made this decision to rather than name it Rapunzel because they know it would give the impression that it's a girls' movie. They would go with Tangled so that it can appeal to the boys as well as marketing it so that boys would watch it.
Yeah.
But it is still
Well, yeah, but the problem was with that the Tangled marketing. Oh, continue, man.
Go ahead.
You still there, man? Oh, anyway, that's a good and all, but the problem was with that the marketing for Tangled, along with their other recent Disney movies, was fucking awful. Like I was interested in watching the movie like from the get go because I was a big Disney fan. When we came out, I was like 12 or something,
Mhm.
so I was a big Disney fan. I grew up with a lot of other movies, so I was interested in seeing it. I saw the trailers. I thought it looked cute and stuff. Looking back on it now, sweet Jesus, I wish Disney would just up their marketing team when it comes to these fucking movies for once in a while.
Yeah, like it's actually ridiculous because they have like good movies, like they're making good movies,
Yeah.
but their advertising makes me not want to see the movies. Like,
Why is this is another thing? Why is it that so many trailers have been doing a lot for the past couple of weeks? And I realized why. Like I watched some of the trailers for some of my favorite movies from this year. I realized why. Most of them fucking suck. Like they're poorly edited. They reveal too much. They make no fucking sense. They don't get your fucking idea of what the movie is gonna be like. So, I just hope that these I think Zootopia is probably the closest one to actually get it right so far because I felt like the teaser trailer was actually pretty good, but I'm not sure if that's going to apply to these two ones as well. But
yeah. Let's not go far.
Especially Moana.
Yeah, let's not go far with the marketing. The marketing. DreamWorks also sucks marketing its own films. I mean, for fuck's sake, before the official trailer came out of Kung Fu Panda 3, we got a badass Chinese trailer where it did a great job, and then they comes this official trailer and ruins it, and ruins all the hit it got. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just remember being so like disappointed with the Frozen trailers, and then I watched it and it was a good movie. So like,
Tell me about it. Like if
It's just stupid.
any of our viewers watching this who are familiar with our Master Toons podcast, or not podcast, Assemble group, and you've been around since the very beginning, you will know that my infamy of those trailers, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, weren't you like the biggest? Like, oh man, this movie's gonna suck.
I actually was.
You're like, this is my favorite movie ever.
that's actually kind of true, because like I just went into the movie like, okay, this is gonna fucking suck. I don't care about the reviews that came out. I'm like, I take everything back. I'm so sorry. True story, based on real facts. I was there because I was the person who did it. Anyway, moving on. So the other movie that they also announced, which has already been announced, but they finally revealed it, is Moana. And for those who aren't aware of this, Moana is the newest movie, I believe, coming out the same year as Zootopia, which is not going to be directed by any of their CG animators, current CG directors. But believe it or not, it is going to be directed by two of their original 2D directors, known as John Musker and Ron Cummings, who previously did The Great Mouse Detective, Little Mermaid, Treasure Planet, and Hercules, and I think they did another. Oh, and Aladdin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Worth noting that Moana is the very first 2D animated film that Disney's going to bring out since Princess and the Frog that came out years ago.
I thought it was going to be CG from what we've seen of the art that we saw.
When I saw it, it was more of a 2D animated. Or
really? I'm looking up the concept art again.
It's 3D.
Oh yeah,
it's 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting was that a lot of speculation about the movie originally was suggested that Ron and John would possibly be using the Paperman technology, which seamlessly blends live 3D animation with 2D. But apparently they're just going for straight 3D. But honestly, I don't fucking care because I fucking love these two. Like, Great Mouse Detective is one of my favorite Disney movies, and Little Mermaid is my personal favorite Disney movie, like, ever. I'll be the first guy to actually admit this, but yeah. I fucking love that movie, so I'm really excited for this, and I love Aladdin as well. Again, big Disney fanboy here. So I'm really excited for this, and apparently, we have talked about it before with the announcement that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is apparently going to be in it, and apparently he's going to get his own song as well, so that's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna come out and say it. Don't get me excited until I see a trailer, or a trailer convince me, because I ain't watching this on a theater. I'm fucking sorry. I'm not tolerating the dub.
Why is that?
Because there's this traditional rule in Mexico that every animated film must be dubbed, or else because the kids are fucking stupid to read subtitles. So no, I have no tolerance to the dub most of the time.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But on the bright side, at least you won't have to pay for it when it first comes online.
True. Any thoughts on the other things, guys?
The other things that were announced were, aside from the actual reveal of what the animation style is going to look like, as well as character models, we also got some, I think, bits and pieces of some specific set pieces. One of which is involving like this, I think, lava god, something talking to Moana. Look it up. It's a really cool piece of art, and I'm really interested in seeing what it's like. And more importantly, how it's incorporated into the movie, because I don't think we've gotten what the actual plot is about. In fact, have we actually? I forget if we did or not.
We didn't.
Okay.
Not that I recall, so yeah. I'm on the fence on this one.
Yeah. Anyway, your guys' thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm always up for a new Disney movie. Like, I don't know, even the bad ones I kind of like, so there you go. And I mean, the directors are really great. Like, none of those movies that you listed I didn't like. Like, Treasure Planet, fucking love that movie. Oh my god.
Oh, fun story. Like, where I'm currently moving to East Islip. I actually live about a few blocks away from the theater where I actually saw Treasure Planet when I was like 5 or something.
Wicked.
It was actually the first Disney movie I ever saw in theaters.
Nice, yeah. I love that movie. It's good.
But yeah, Carson, you want to continue?
No, I mean, I have faith in Disney. I have faith in the directors. The concept art looks good. I don't see why it wouldn't be a good movie.
Gene? Gene?
The fuck? What the fuck? My audio died now. What the fuck? My audio died there for a few minutes. Like, you guys were just frozen. Like, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Gene is not responding, so shall we move on or we wait?
Yeah.
Alright. One more thing I think worth noting about this. I believe this is the first... I forget what it is. I find it interesting how John and Ron have known for being like 2D animated directors. People are worried about their transition to 3D. The thing is, they've actually... Ah, Jesus!
Yeah.
Why do you... Real, can you answer this question? Why in the fuck do you have like a tornado siren in your apartment or house or whatever the fuck you live in?
He ain't replying. God damn it.
Anyway, what many people forget is that I think a good amount of their films have actually been incorporating CG as a practice and seeing the merging the two styles together.
Yeah,
Most
I mean,
notably, believe it or not, the original
CGI
little,
sequence in Aladdin.
yeah, and you also have the ending of the Great Mouse Detective, which takes place in the Big Ben, I believe, which is mostly CG, and it's really impressive. It's actually held up surprisingly really well.
Yeah.
And you also have the boat at the beginning of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, and
Aladdin. Like, you've got the Hydra, and I believe in Hercules.
Yeah, in Hercules. Yeah.
And you have Treasure Planet, which is mostly comprised of both 2D and CGI imagery. And it's
there's a bunch of like CGI backgrounds, and isn't the robot CGI? Or maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yes, he actually is.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
And it's actually, continue, man.
Nah, you continue.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle the medium of 3D animation, since it's a very limitless surrounding of creativity, like we've seen with the past couple of years of what CGI animation can do. Some can say we've gotten an overabundance of it in the past couple of about 5, maybe 6 years or so. I honestly don't care because it still looks good and it still allows the creators to express a lot of creativity, most nobly. And I think the best example will probably be the Lego Movie. I think that's a common one that many people bring up, mostly due to it seamlessly tried to and also seamlessly made it look stop motion without like still keeping the aesthetic of like CGI animation, which is very interesting. And I'm wondering if they'll possibly apply that technique here with same 2D, but I'm not sure. We'll just wait and see. I'm really excited for this.
Like I just learned today that all the backgrounds and stuff, like all the environments in the Lego Movie, they actually like made using like individual bricks, like in the computer program. Yeah,
it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, like I thought that they'd just like, like the foreground stuff, like they do that, and then the background they just like make it look pretty or whatever. But like everything was made out of like virtual Lego blocks. Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly. It goes to show you how addicted those guys are to attention to detail.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to another Disney announcement that they made, which is an announcement have we actually talked about this movie before?
Nope.
Okay, this is an announcement that's, I think, about 2, maybe 3 years old, which is Disney's upcoming Zootopia, which is... any of you remember the movie Chicken Run?
Yep.
Okay, it's basically like that, but not at all. Like, it has a central idea, like, most of the humans are animals, and now, like, it's going to be centered around that basic idea. Basically, it's utopia built from animals, like cars and stuff like this are going to be looking like something that an animal would build, and the city, from what we've seen of the concept, right, is also going to be built like that as well. And it's apparently being directed by, believe it or not, 3 people. 2 of which are noticeable for a few reasons. One is which the previously mentioned Brian Howard, I believe his name. Maybe it's not. I don't fucking care. And Rich Moore. And if you don't know who either of these 2 are, like I said with about Brian Howard, whatever the fuck, the guy who directed Tangled. He previously did again Tangled. And I think he also did Bolt. And Rich Moore also recently. most notably did a good amount of episodes of The Simpsons, Futurama, and Wreck-It Ralph. And I forget who the third guy is, so bear with me.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Zootopia, it's a really interesting case in my mind because that film didn't really call my attention once we got a trailer.
Yeah.
However, I lose all hope on seeing it once they announced Shakira being one of the voice of the characters.
Alright, I forgot about that. Okay. Let's just grunt the elephant in the room, no pun intended. Shakira, the pop star that I think only about 5 people remember at this point, will be apparently playing the biggest pop star in Zootopia in this movie, who apparently I believe has a key relevance to the plot in the movie. Okay, I'm just gonna go stand in the middle of the road and wait for traffic to run me over. So, see y'all in a few minutes.
Oh, don't you get off, motherfucker! But yeah. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't know, the idea of Shakira voicing a character in Zootopia is just an odd and really not appealing idea because it's a pop star that has no experience in the voice acting division. So I don't think she will be a great fit to the film. If they manage to pull a good performance out of her, then I'll be shocked. But at that,
Did he play a major character in the movie or a minor character?
Not sure. Might be minor, might be major. I don't fucking know. All I know is that I'm going to possibly kill myself with that. Unless they pull it off well. Like, I've been proven wrong by really bad casting before. So, whatever.
I mean, if she's going to play a minor character, then it's not going to be that of a big deal. I mean, I don't want to compare it, but look at Steven Universe when they hired Nicki Minaj to play Sugarlight. She only did a few lines, but it's not much. You won't see much of a difference in what she did. So if that's the same role Kira's going to play, then she'll be fine doing it, and you probably wouldn't notice the difference.
Who knows?
Unlike Star in Star vs. The Force of Evil, where you can notice her inexperience in voice acting from the first few episodes.
Oh yeah. Little tip, Ryoga, that's not honestly the best example to bring up with me, since you know my history with that show.
Our history.
Our whatever the fuck.
You know, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because I don't know. I've never seen her act.
She has an act.
Well, right, but I feel like if they gave her the part, they think she's the right person.
I guess.
And usually that's enough for me. And like I haven't seen her act, so I don't know if she's bad. But I mean, at the same time, I hope that she's not like the secondary main character or anything.
I hope to God.
Of course, voice acting, so she's not going to do as much as she would do with live action voice acting.
Right.
So have a lot of slack. The only thing that'll probably concern me, because I don't know if she's a diva, but if she is a diva in real life, you're definitely going to see it in her voice acting. I hope it doesn't come to that, of course. Otherwise, that's going to, I don't know, leave a sour taste in my mouth, hearing the voice acting.
Yeah. I mean, her singing voice actually isn't that bad. I mean, the most I've heard of this woman, and the most I've seen her, I think... Was she on Wizards of Waverly Place? I forget. That's the most I've seen and heard of her, and she wasn't that bad there. But I mean, she was played by a man there for a second.
Yes.
It's a very long story. Just look up the episode for yourself. You'll probably find it easily on YouTube.
Yeah. And but the other thing too is like like Jesse McCartney played Robin in Young Justice, and I thought he was great. So
Jesse McCartney was on Young Justice?
Yeah, he played Robin.
Allow me to give you a brief story lesson about McCartney. The reason why he was so good in Young Justice is because he had some experience in voice acting. In fact, he voiced Roxas in Kingdom Hearts. That's why he had some experience playing Robin.
Ah, okay, we are screwed.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, I don't know. We might be. We might not be.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
just saying,
know.
like, just because she's a pop star doesn't necessarily mean she's going to be bad.
Oh yeah.
But
That's all I'm saying.
But it's enough for me to say for me to show I don't want to see this on theaters. I'm gonna wait until an online copy comes out.
Fair enough.
Because it's enough for me to say I just don't care. Don't care. The trailer didn't call my attention enough to say holy shit, I need to see this. And the announcement just turned it off for me, guys.
The announcement's a turnoff for me slightly because I'm not really a big fan of like pop stars being in like movies like this. But I think she could be good. I don't know. But the thing that draws me into this movie, especially, is two things. Well, three things. One, the two leads that they have, Jason Bateman and Jennifer Goodwin, I believe her name is. Jason Bateman I know mostly through Arrested Development. I love that show. And Jennifer Goodwin through Once Upon a Time. And I also love that show, even though I've only seen the first season. And the directors, I love Tangled. I really loved Wreck-It Ralph. And I forget who the third guy was, so I feel like this could be good. And I also really like the premise, and from what I've seen of the concept art, it's really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very unique, and it's actually playing on like a lot of the ideas of like we've seen a lot of like animals in the human world kind of movies before, but this one seems like they're playing on the ideas that this isn't animals in a human world. This is an animal-based society world. Like I can't really name a time we've actually seen something like that.
Well, I mean, Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah, anything else before we move on to the juiciest story of the night?
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
Not really. Anyway.
Nope.
Now we've come to the big one. Pixar's newest lineup, which is stuff we've already known about, and a couple of news and announcements about the projects. We've gotten, let's list them off. Finding Dory we have coming out in 2016, and we also have Good Dinosaur coming out this November, but we already know about that. We got, what else is there? There was one other, but I'll get to that in a second. And then we have the recent announced, the most notable one is going to be Coco, I believe it's pronounced. I don't know how.
Coco.
Okay, Coco, which is apparently practically Disney's version of the Book of Life, even though I think it was announced before Book of Life was officially made, but I'm not sure. And another one and they have the two bigger announcements. The Incredibles 2, finally getting made, and an official poster has been released, and Toy Story 4.
Let's get
Toy
this.
Story 4, notably, like I don't think we need to say much about Finding Dory. Full disclosure, it's just basically the same, kind of going to be the same movie, except it's going to be with Dory finding her family and shit like that, and wondering where she came from. And you got the dad from Modern Family, I believe, playing an octopus, and you got Incredibles 2 happening finally, and apparently some new story details came out, which is about them. It's going to be 11 years after the original movie. By the way, 11 fucking years I've been waiting for this movie, Bird, so don't fuck this up!
Yeah.
And about them going to be growing up, and how Jack is apparently going to be a villain, possibly a villain in it. And
I think that's a wicked idea. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of potential to be really good. It's supposed to be, he said, going to be very character-based, much like the first movie. So I'm interested in seeing what he does with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then...
Yeah, let's get the least awful to the most awful. Cars 3, it sucks.
Oh, right, that's another one I forgot. That's the one I was forgetting.
It sucks, and no matter how you put it.
Okay, let's those people. Raise your hand if you don't give a shit.
About what? Sorry.
Cars 3. Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean...
Also, apparently the plot's going to be about them finding humans, apparently. Like, how the fuck does that work?
That can't be true.
No, it is. I think it is. Look it up on the IMDb website. I think it might be there.
No, but IMDb can be edited by anyone. Like,
well, true. But if that's, I feel I'm waiting for Disney to actually make that announcement. If that's actual announcement, I am actually going to kill myself because I would have too many questions. I think my mind would literally like ooze out of my ears.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those
so do you want to go through and just like kind of chronologically like say whatever about whatever?
Alright.
The Cars universe does not have a cohesive universe rule, so pretty much it's a cluster.
Apparently they can breathe. Like that's a thing that exists. Like in planes, they established that these things can breathe. But that begs the question: if that's the case, then why do we often do they have lungs? How does that work? Like I know some cars need air, but could you please explain to me this movie, please? And apparently they can get a pneumonia as well. Like, and apparently JFK existed in this world. So that means there's a Pope Mobile. Is that another Pope Mobile? Please explain.
Nothing in this fucking universe makes sense. Don't try to make some sense out of it.
My brain. And just like that, I'm retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, and then, yeah, Toy Story 4, right?
Yep.
What do you guys think
I
about
don't know.
that?
Anyway.
I can't find a reason why they have to make another Toy Story. I mean, I consider the third Toy Story is pretty much the big-ol' end-all of the series, and that it's done. There's no reason for it to continue. Granted, there have been the shorts like the Toy Story and Her of that, but why have to make another continuation of it? I'm already satisfied with the ending of Toy Story 3, and I don't know why they want to... The same thing I would like to ask with a Cars 3 is why do they have to continue on something like that? The only thing I could think of...
Because merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got Cars free the lunchbox, Cars free the T-shirt, Cars free the cereal, Cars free the comic book, Cars free the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
Yeah.
Personal favorite, Cars free the doll. Money, 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 money.
And
yeah.
That's probably because of that, I'm not that excited seeing all these sequels.
No one's excited for this.
Of all the sequels that I'm probably gonna invest myself into, that's probably gonna be The Incredibles 2.
Because it's the only one that actually needs to be made. Not necessarily needs to be made, but it's the one that people have been wanting to be made for about 11 years now. I've been wanting this thing since I was like 6 or 7 or
what I want to know though about The Incredibles is whether or not the video game with the Underminer is canon.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
That's a good question.
But you know,
the movie, right?
As much as Toy Story 3 was like a great ending, I don't know. I'm glad that they're making another one because I like the characters and I like, spending time with them.
I know. I am too. This franchise has been a part of my childhood since I was like 3, maybe 4. I forget how old I was when I first watched the Toy Story movie, the first 2 ones. Since again, Toy Story 3 was made in 2010.
Yeah.
So I'm nostalgic for this franchise. I am. That's not my problem with making another one. I can even overlook how cash grabby is. My problem with it is that they're apparently going to make it a romantic comedy.
I don't necessarily.
It apparently is going to be Bo Peep and Woody's love story. Okay.
Right, but where's...
Okay, this is a shout out to our viewers. This is a shout out to you guys. Who in the fuck asked for this? Like, who sitting at their table, looking at their computer screen, looking at their Toy Story collection or something, like, looks at themselves, you know what I need? I want a love story between the two.
It's the ship. They wanted it. They want a Woody Bo Peep ship since time immemorial. And now they're getting it.
I hate the internet so fucking much.
Hate Tomer so fucking much. They are pretty much the cause of this. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really not a fan. I was not really a fan of that premise.
And having a relationship, I don't know. I think it would have been better if it were just a simple short like they did with the other Toy Story short.
That
Rather
sounds
than
like the purpose of a short. Like, it would
make
have
it
been
a
fine if it
2 hour
was a short.
about the
A full feature-length movie, on the other hand? No! Just no! This has nothing to do with it. It's to do with the plot. Happy place, just calm the fuck down.
Yeah. As you've seen, you're going crazy. This premise is not. It's just not promises to be a full-fledged film. I just wish Pixar leave the fuck alone. Toy Story and just stick with the shorts because the short are a great way to continue the Toy Story story. But
Well, here's my thing: is like you can have it, focus on Woody and Bo Peep without making it, a
pretty
romantic comedy about Woody and Bo Peep. Like there are bigger things going on, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, that would, yeah, I get what you're saying. But I'm just hoping that the film doesn't end up being the thing we're fearing about, because the premise just turns everyone that could give it a chance off.
I'm just gonna say it, I'm fucking done with Pixar. I have been for like years now.
but at the same time, in Toy Story 3, I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't a little more Bo Peep action.
I actually was too.
Gonna put that out there.
12 when I watched that movie, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just have faith, I guess, and there's no reason, so I can't say like, oh, you're wrong for thinking it'll be bad. But I don't know. I don't think
it's gonna be bad. I just think it's really fucking pointless.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess, but at the same time, like, I don't really care. Like, as long as it's good and I have fun watching it, then it's worth it.
I guess.
It's like Toy Story. Whether we like it or not, that thing's gonna be a hit anyways because it's over brand name, and it just put a label on it. It's gonna be a hit.
Oh really? Van Forsten.
And
like
at the very least, even if it sucks, it'll make a bunch of money that they'll put into making a better movie next time.
Which is exactly pretty much the goal of Pixar here. Just make another quick buck and then move on to the next one. Make another quick buck and move on to the next one. That's probably why we have all these sequels, because these are pretty much franchises now, and that'll give Pixar all the money they need to make whatever else they wanted to make.
Yeah, like Monsters University, not the best movie. I know, not bad, but not the best movie. But then we get Inside Out, which was great. So there you
go. Right. I mean, all I can say about the sequels is, hold on, give me a sec.
I'm just gonna say, big elephant in the room. I actually didn't like Inside Out.
No?
He has to rewatch it. He has to rewatch it before he makes a final opinion. So let's hope to that to come.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's necessarily awful, but I don't know. Like, going into it, I just didn't know what exactly I wanted what the movie wanted me to do with it after I was done with it. Like, I know it seems weird to say, but when I'm done with a movie, I like to think about it, and I like to compensate the experience I just had. With Inside Out, I got nothing really. Like, I didn't know what to think about it. I didn't know what to think of the characters.
Well, you're still young. You got, you got tons of time to figure it out.
I know.
I mean, granted, the overall story of Inside Out, if you look at it from a grand scale, is actually very much similar to Toy Story. I mean, the relationship with joy and sadness, it could be comparable to that of Woody and Buzz first meeting in the first movie, and it's more or less a rehash of the whole thing. So, I don't know.
Well, it's not necessarily bad. Like, people use templates all the time. Like, nothing
Right.
is, like people say, like I say a lot, nothing is truly original. There exist original ideas, but you can't base an entire movie based on one idea. It's like building a house, or say you have, like, the foundation, and then you have everything else centered around the foundation. It just depends on whether or not the thing around it is enough to keep the idea, like, from collapsing into itself.
Right.
Right.
And I also think that, like, it had a original, like, kind of way of going about it, which was good, and, like, a nice message, and that, like, you know, as much as it's nice to be
That's part of the movie.
Right, but as much as it's nice to be happy and stuff, like, you know, there is a place for sadness and all that stuff, and, you know, it has actually helped me in my life lately, you know, after seeing that movie, it really, you know.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah,
it's ironic because when I watched that movie, I was currently being kicked out of my fucking house. And
that also.
And also, I
speaking
was
of
going through a lot.
Inside Out, guys, speaking of Inside Out, did they release that short where Riley had a first date or something?
Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty!
It's gonna be released on Good Dinosaur, another film that I'm just not interested on watching in the dub.
Good Dinosaur actually looks pretty good, but God, that short was fucking awful. But it looks fucking awful, but I'm not saying it's going to be, but good fucking God, I wanted to kill myself after that.
Yeah.
Like, the thing with me, I cannot stand, like, trying to be cool humor, like the mom did, and I swear to God, I legitimately just felt, like, bad for whoever had to voice and animate and write that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the main topic at hand. Okay. There's a little ray of, we've talked about this before. There's a little ray of hope with John Lasseter, the original director of the first two movies, apparently being directing this. And I just don't care. Like, I really fucking don't. Like, I've honestly grown more interest in Disney animation, Leica, Aardman, Cartoon Saloon, Blue Sky, tons of other animated studios than I have for Pixar over the last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's just, I would be fine with it if they were, like, doing another continuation of the story. But it just feels like something that's just going to be just there to make some more money to put into some other projects that they're going to be working on.
Yeah, but, you know, I felt the same way about Toy Story 3 before it came out. I was like, oh man, they're just making it to make money. And then it was like the perfect, like, the missing puzzle piece to my childhood that I didn't know existed, you know?
I was one of the first, like, I was waiting anxiously for Toy Story 3. When the first trailer came out on, I think it was iTunes Movies that I watched it, I was, like, giddy. I was, like, pissing myself with excitement since I love Toy Story.
You know, at the time, I was a very jaded, cynical 12-year-old, and I just, you know, I had fell out of love with the world, and you know, and I was just like, man, fuck Pixar for making this movie, and then I watched it, and it just, like,
man,
I cried for the first time, and, you know, forever, and it was so cathartic, so nostalgic, and it really made me the man I am today, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bravo. Truly Tarantino-level storytelling right there, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so final thoughts on Toy Story before we move on with The Incredibles?
Give me a concept art, give me a voice cast, give me a half-decent trailer, and we'll talk about it. If not, count me the fuck out of this.
Yeah, I'll wait for the trailer.
Meh. Now let's move on to The Incredibles.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
11 fucking years I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, same, but I'm really interested on the story they told us about Jack being the villain as what the fuck? I didn't believe, of all the people, I never expected Jack to be the bad guy.
Well, if you look at the havoc he caused in the short Jack attack. So
I have. So I have. It's fucking.
But
It's
he'd
a
only
fucking
be
glory.
12 years old or whatever.
yeah,
Like, he'd be at most, like, a teenager.
yeah. Which is probably why they're gonna be turning the villain like going through the angst phase and going through his powers and shit. So I feel like that could be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I honestly could.
As long as
The
he's
plot
not,
could- the
like,
plot could-
the main
plot could-
antagonist,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I mean, the plot could be about them going to the grocery store for all I care. I don't care. I've been waiting for this movie for so fucking long.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want more violent.
Same.
Yeah. I hope it's more. If it's gonna be more violent, then I'm just hoping they tackle this. The one theme I love in a superhero film. The inability to save everyone. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
would love. That's what I would love to see in Incredibles because they rarely touch that one in every fucking superhero film I see. The last time they touched it was in Man of Steel and that ended up being such a bittersweet taste.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
Well,
gonna
that's because
do
they actually
that.
requires that the world has consequences, which is something I've always thought was a key element in building a character, like the idea of loss, and that whips into redemption, revenge. Like some of the best movies are based around revenge. The best stories are based around that kind of idea, and it leads into stronger characters, and it leads to stronger stories, and often better movies.
Gene?
I don't know. It's highly doubtful they were going to go that far because we're talking about a Pixar here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, granted, Disney made a really dark Disney film. I forgot about that one. Is
Into the
Woods
Woods?
something?
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods, yes. But
Which, by the way, I've talked about this several times. There's a scene where they recreate that famous scene, the original Cinderella story, where they cut off their toes and knee. No, wait, what's
the toes,
The heel.
toes and the heel.
Yeah.
And then they have the eyes gouged out. That was basically the original ending of the Grimm's Tale, which is what I like about the film. They would go that far, but I don't know. This is Pixar we're talking about, and I don't know if they're gonna go to that particular dark place. I mean, granted, we do have Inside Out where we have the concept of sadness in, but this is a completely different level where it's neither sadness. It's this disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't know as in I would dare say it's Adventure Time level of disturbing. And I don't know if Pixar Pixar or Disney in particular would go that far while catering it to kids. I mean, even with Gravity Falls, with its dark themes, it's still considered tame in a sense. I mean, none of they did feature some characters die, but it's not something of significance. But if you're going to do the same concept of Man of Steel, in which they can't save everyone in the second film, that doesn't bode well with Pixar or Disney standards.
Lirioga, you're forgetting that I think they're gonna do it because A, this is fucking Watchmen for kids, and B, Brad Bird pretty much doesn't give a fuck about what he will do in that film as long as it helps his own vision. So in any case, it could happen, but I could be wrong. I just hope that happens.
I remember in the first movie, I was watching the bonus material or whatever, and Brad Bird was talking about how in the original script, you know, when they fly to the island, they were gonna have a character as the pilot who was Helen's friend or whatever, and then when they crashed, the pilot would die, and then I guess the executives were like, no, you can't have someone die. And Brad Bird was like, no, but like it'll show how like Syndrome is like, you know, the real deal. Like he's not afraid to kill people. They were like, no, you can't do that.
They do. Well, from a technical standpoint, they do show that Syndrome has, technically speaking, killed like I think like how many was it, like 20?
Yeah, like a bunch of supers. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's dark as fucking hell.
Right.
So maybe they'll possibly turn it down, but I don't care. At least it's still an interesting topic, and it's something I don't think I've ever really seen before. Like, I honestly can't think of an instance where I can't really say. I can't really say because we don't know much of the plot. I mean, the script has only recently been written. Is currently being written after Bird finally got done finishing with Tomorrowland.
Oh fuck! I hope after that film, I'm just hoping. I said just hoping that thing that Incredibles to traumatize me for life for that because of Tomorrowland.
That was mostly due to the fact that he had to work with fucking Lindelof.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just hope that it, and I'm sure it will, but I hope that they stick to like, because what worked so well in the first one was like the family dynamic and like, you know, how people adjust to, you know, a new life and all that kind of stuff. Because like in the first one, it was about, you know, Mr. Incredible adjusting to, you know, life as a dad and like, you know, having a midlife crisis basically. And now they'll be adjusting to, you know, their kids going off to college or wherever, you know, like it's their kids growing up basically. And I think in the end it needs to be about, you know, Mr. Incredible and you know what he's going through, because that's what worked so well in the first movie.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, but let's just hope that when they finally release Hypnosis, they could give us an idea of what's gonna be the film. Again, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that the thing I hope gets into the film.
Yeah, and I hope that they, you know, because the first movie was like very influenced by like classic James Bond. Yeah. And like I really hope they stick to that, because like that's part of the reason why I love it so much is like it's so classic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Classy is the word.
Yeah. So anything else? Before I close this out?
Not really, other than the fact that fucking finally, after fucking so long, they're finally returning to fill the empty void that was in my heart for 11 fucking years.
Yeah.
Just watch it be like a horrible movie, though.
If that actually happens, I will actually hang myself. I will live.
Like everyone's like crying, like Incredibles 2.
I can just imagine that, like, oh my god, I'm so excited, and it ends.
Just imagine if it turned out to be like the Phantom Menace.
Oh boy, I'm gonna
fucking jinx this. I swear to fucking Christ on Broadway, I will buy a ticket, come down to Canada, and throw you straight into a fucking highway. On fire! Mad Max style!
Oh boy.
Just the irony, you know?
So anyway, anything else?
You guys want to talk about Coco real quick, or should we just end this?
I know nothing about Coco, so.
Other than Disney's Book of Lies, so there's pretty much nothing we can talk about because we don't know nothing. We just know they're trying to do a Dia de los Muertos film, and that's it. And and until I seen a trailer, I have no interest in talking about it.
Well, I mean, this is something interesting that they actually did do a practice like this a few years ago. I forget exactly when, but they went and announced Inside Out and Good Dinosaur under unrelated titles and just gave us the concept. And then a few years later, they came out with the names, and then they revealed some of the concept art, and then they released a trailer about, say, a year later, maybe longer. I can't remember, but I'm interested in seeing what it turns out. I mean, if it's anything like Book of Life, which I fucking loved, I think it could be good. I don't know. It's being directed by the same guy who directed Toy Story 3, so I guess it could be good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay, but now we got to get to the real important news. You guys ready?
All right.
Yeah.
Disney has announced that Orlando Bloom is returning to the Pirates of the Caribbean universe for
Oh
Dead Men
fuck!
Tell No Tales.
Oh fuck me! Is that really? Really, that's the important news? A character
This is going
that
to be
there.
the biggest movie of the last decade.
Alright,
Just you watch.
alright.
It'll
So
break
yeah,
every box office record. Titanic, whatever.
alright. You optimistic.
Avatar,
It will top.
nothing.
It will top Citizen Kane and The Godfather for the biggest landmark in cinematic history.
Without a doubt.
Oh my God, people! Have you heard the news? Orlando Bloom is returning to the Pirates of the Caribbean. We must spread the word.
So that
I'm out. I'm out before. I'm out. I'm gonna commit suicide at this point. Can you finish this without me?
Let's just wrap
it's
this
just
up.
so ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, and I love these movies. Keep that in mind. So, anyway, this has been.
I hope he's all tentacly.
That would be awesome.
Anyhow, I think we're done.
Yeah. Anyway, that has been our Master Tunes podcast, and little idea for you guys, our viewers, and you guys as well. If any of you want us to talk about some of the live action stuff that they announced as well in another podcast, please tell us in the comments below, and we'll think about it. But anyway, this has been the Master Tunes podcast with me, your host George Baum, and joining me today, and you can find me on my personal Facebook, Twitter, and Letterboxd under ArielRocks5. And also my Facebook page, Ian Ross Critic, where I'm currently, after I settle into my new house, I will be working more on my upcoming video review. And that's about it. Proto?
Yeah, you can find me in YouTube as Pro245. There you will find my social media links.
Carson?
You can find me at the Darth Turd on YouTube. I have a mini-series there that's fairly new called Space Team. Check it out. And you can also find me on Facebook, Carson Somenlal, or at Twitter, at Carson Somenlal.
You also are a reviewer. Weren't you a reviewer on Reviewers Reviewed by Teens or something?
Oh, yeah. You can check out some of my old reviews on reviewedbyteenagers.com. But the site has been discontinued. So while it is
sucks.
still, it exists, there's no more new content. Okay.
Fuck.
And if any of you guys want to talk to us daily about animation news, comic news, and anime news, join us on Facebook on Master Tunes Assembled, which I will. Oh shit! I forgot to link these for those the page and the group in the fucking comments on the descriptions of the last few videos. Oh fuck! I'm such a terrible host. Anyway,
right. I'll do it up later. Don't worry.
Thanks, man. By the way, I have a really great job on the recent title cards. Really appreciate that.
No problem.
Anyway, this has been the Master Tune Podcast. Signing off. See you guys next week.
See ya.